What's up, everybody? It's Apollo from Pixel Judge. I'm here bringing you the weekly news. This is a new thing, and we really want your comments and critiques. If I'm not doing a good job, or if there's something we could do differently about this, let us know, and we can change everything up. But basically, our goal was to kind of give you guys a rundown of what's happened that week in the industry. So here we go. First off, we have an announcement. Spiderweb Software, makers of old-school RPGs since 1994, have announced a sequel to their previous game entitled Avadon 2: The Corruption. If you're a fan of any of those old-school isometric fantasy RPGs, keep your eye on this. Expect it to come out sometime around autumn. Owners of Crysis 3, you might have noticed that the first level might have had some performance issues for you. Well, MaLDo, the creator of MaLDo HD, a Crysis 2 mod, has shown conclusive evidence that the issues causing the tremendous drop in the first level is really related to these ropes. He's evidenced through a series of screenshots that the ropes themselves affect your frames per second. So really, it's up to Crytek now to patch it. The BAFTA is going to honor Gabe Newell. BAFTA have announced that Gabe Newell is to receive the Academy's highest accolade, an Academy Fellowship. It's a relatively young award. It's been around since 2007, so only 5 others have been bestowed this, but this is just fantastic. The BAFTA itself, for those of you who don't know, is the United Kingdom's equivalent to the Oscars in the United States. Gabe Newell has a quote, and he was very thankful to the people of the UK, people who purchased and played his games, and it sounds like it's going to be a great ceremony. Ubisoft Technical Director Sebastian Virard has announced that Watch Dogs is going to be using a brand new engine called Disrupt. It's developed specifically for the game at Ubisoft Montreal. It's definitely not the Assassin's Creed engine. We have big news here. An interview performed by a Dutch gaming site called Inside Gamer has announced that the PC is going to be the lead platform when it comes to the Watch Dogs development. PlanetSide 2 players saw some hacking recently. Some people apparently hacked PlanetSide 2's EU servers and stole emails, passwords, etc. But they do say that the American servers have their data encrypted in some different fashion, so they weren't broken into. That said, EU users whose accounts were compromised, they've been sent passwords and reset emails yesterday, and it seems like the situation is under control. ARMA 3, I'm excited about this one. ARMA 3's alpha has been announced along with an augmented reality gaming site. There's a lot of news surrounding this. I recommend going to pixeljudge.com and checking it all out. The alpha, basically, if you pre-purchase the game on Steam or ARMA 3's website, and it's going to go up relatively soon, the alpha will be available to you right when you buy it, I believe. Like, once it pops up on Steam, if you pre-purchase it for, I think it's going to be $33 for the base game, you should be able to turn around and hop in the alpha. There's also an ARG site going up, so definitely check that out. AMD and Crystal Dynamics have announced something called TressFX. It's a GPU physics and graphics solution for rendering more realistic hair in games. They're going to be using it in Tomb Raider Reboot for their first real showcase of it. The functionality for TressFX is based on a standard DX11 function, thus the hair should work on any graphics card supporting DX11, including NVIDIA GPUs. In some other news, the War Z, I'm sure you all remember that, has been back up on Steam for a couple of days now. Buyer beware, obviously. Check out our article on it and check out the Steam forums. But they are back. I wonder what Dean Hall would have to say about that. QuakeCon is coming up August 1 through 4th in Dallas, Texas. If anybody's interested in a big LAN gaming event, definitely check it out. Tickets aren't too bad, nor are the hotel prices, but you're going to want to set that up really soon. It's also rumored that Bethesda will show some new games, so keep an eye on that. The THQ debacle is entering its second phase, as they've announced the auction of the Red Faction, Homeworld, MX, and Darksiders franchises, as well as many others. Caught up in this mess are 2 Double Fine games, actually, the Costume Quest and Stacking. It's pretty depressing, but keep an eye on it, and for any lovers of Red Faction, Homeworld, or any of that, the future of those franchises may be at stake here, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see who picks up those IPs. Exciting news, Square Enix has trademarked a new Deus Ex title. Deus Ex Human Defiance is really all we've got right now, and we're definitely going to present you more as it comes up, but this could very well mean a new Deus Ex game on the horizon. Anybody curious about Valve's very flat and simple corporate structure has probably had a heyday this week because Valve's economist in residence, I'm going to try to pronounce his name, I think it's Yanis Varoufakis, spoke with Econ Talk on a podcast about Valve's specific structure. He talks about how Valve hires, how they fire, how they pay, and how it's a boss-free environment. It's really fascinating, and anybody interested in corporate structure or the gaming industry in general should check out Valve because they really are a flagship company in the industry. EA has decided to announce that they're going to be putting microtransactions into every game. I don't know if this is really going to happen, and if it's going to be as bad as it sounds, but everybody remembers Dead Space 3's microtransactions and how that went over. So it'll be interesting to see where their new business decision goes with this. I personally don't like to hear this, but check out the article. We've got some links to check out, and I guess formulate your own opinion. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag has been announced, and we've got details incoming, but at the moment, it looks like our hero might be a pirate with his own ship. That sounds very cool to me. But I'm a little worried that after the ship-to-ship combat and everything in Assassin's Creed 3, this might just kind of be... Well, I'm hoping it's not a 3.5. I'm hoping that it's a full sequel, and they're not just they're not just capitalizing on the popularity of the naval combat in Assassin's Creed 3. Makers of Painkiller, Hell and Damnation, the Farm 51, have announced Deadfall Adventures. It's looking to be a mix of fast-paced shooting and ancient ruin exploration. There's a trailer that you all should definitely check out on our website. 11-Bit Studios has announced a sequel to its popular Tower Offense games. Yeah, not Tower Defense, Tower Offense. Anomaly Warzone Earth and Anomaly Korea, a sequel, Anomaly 2. Stay tuned for more news on that. We've also got another dark fantasy epic on the way. Bound by Flame, a new game currently under development by Spider Studios and published by Focus Home Interactive, the guys behind Of Orcs and Men, has announced their game with a single, very pretty looking screenshot. They're going to have a lot of new features for this game, so go ahead and check out the article on our website. GDC has taken a poll of all of the attendees, and they take a really hard look at game development. And this is some interesting news. We've got a lot of numbers and everything if anybody's interested, but I'll try to summarize. They survey these people at GDC, a lot of the developers, and it seems to indicate that developer interest in next-generation consoles is dropping while indie and PC development is on the rise. So PC, Mac, and tablets stood out as the favored platforms. The PC claimed about 48%, and the tablets and phones claimed about 55%. That's compared to 4.2% for the PS Vita, 13.2% on the 360, and 13% for the PS3. And then with these new platforms, Durango or whatever for Microsoft and the PS4, 11%. And if you're saying that adds up to more than 100, well, yeah, that's, multi-plats and everything. The creators of Orion Dino Beatdown, also known as Spiral Studios, have announced a new game, Orion Dino Horde. This game will apparently be free to the owners of Dino Breakdown, so stay tuned for some news, and if you're interested, you might as well pick up Breakdown now. 4A Games have announced that Metro Last Light will be slightly delayed toward May 14th for North America and May 17th for the rest of the world. We were talking about Valve just a moment ago, and all of that really arose after the firing of a man, Tom Leonard. He was a former Valve employee, and he let slip the much-rumored Source 2 engine on his LinkedIn profile. This is definitely exciting news. Source 2, when people start thinking about Half-Life 3 and everything else, the future of Valve, Source 2 is going to be the platform, the foundation for everything that they're going to be working on in the future. So that is exciting news, and we will try to get back to you with more on that when we can. Lastly, this has me almost speechless. The Witcher 3. Lots of new details recording The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt. Basically, the game is going to be around 50 hours long, spanning 36 different states, and there will be 3 different distinct endings. That is awesome. There are screenshots on our website. You guys need to check them out. Geralt on a horse, and just go look. They're beautiful, and the game is going to be incredible. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Again, let me know if you have any recommendations, anything at all. And go ahead and head over to pixeljudge.com and give some of these articles a look through. Let us know what you think in the comments. Take care.